Hi everybody, and welcome to 4-Day Carrots Part 3. I'm Herrick Kimball, and I'm going to give you a little update on the progress of the 2 carrot beds that were featured in 4-Day Carrots Part 1 and 4-Day Carrots Part 2. This carrot bed, the first bed that I planted, is now 3 months and 1 day old. I planted it on July 6th, and today is October 7th. So these carrots are not done growing. It's fall and most of the garden is done growing. I've got some grain sorghum behind me you can probably see that is ripening, and I'm kind of excited about that. But I'm even more excited about my carrots because these will grow through October, and then come the cold weather of November, I will heap leaves over these 2 beds and cover them with a tarp so that I can come out when the snow is like this high, maybe, and I can pull the tarp aside and the leaves aside, and I can dig some fresh carrots, and we can have carrot juice. That's the main objective. We like to have carrot juice in the middle of the winter with carrots from our own garden. Okay, I wanted to say that these carrot beds are now famous because 4-Day Carrots Part 1 and 4-Day Carrots Part 2 now, at this point, less than 3 months after I put them on the internet, have nearly 100,000 views. And that is, from my point of view, pretty remarkable. So that's part of the reason that I feel so compelled to give you these updates. And I'll probably have a 4-Day Carrots Part 4 and maybe a 4-Day Carrots Part 5, and we could keep this going for years actually, but I'm sure I won't do that. We'll just go to harvest time in the winter, hopefully. And so let's we'll take an overall view. I'm going to show you an overall view of these beds like I'm looking at them now, and then we'll go down low to carrot level, ground level, and show you the carrots, and then I'll dig some, and then I'm going to answer a question that is kind of recurrent in the comments. Here we go. Okay, here's a view from standing up of the 2 carrot beds that I planted. One on the right I planted first. The one on the left I planted a little while later. Now let us go down to ground level and see what we got. Alright, here we are down at ground level. I'm going to zoom in, get a better look. I want you to see that there's dead leaves on the ground. That's October in New York. Trees still have a lot of leaves, but they're starting to come off. And here we'll come in a little closer. There's the bed. Come a little closer on a tri-planting. I have to admit I have been in here already and torn the plastic to see what this tri-planting looks like. And you can see 3 carrots there. Beautiful. We're going to dig them. Alright, so here we are. I'm going to dig this one tri-planting of carrots just to see how we're doing. I'm going to break the plastic back. I have my camera set up on a tripod here. It would be funny to watch me try to dig carrots with a fork in one hand and the camera in the other, but I've got the tripod. We only get one take on something like this, so hopefully it works out. Got a fork here. Best way to dig carrots is with a fork. Push down, kind of loosen the soil a little, loosen the carrots, grip on the earth, and then we'll give them a little pull. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I hope you can see that. I hope I'm not out of focus, or yes. This is the objective, my gardening friends. Wow. Yep, that's it. That's what we're after. Carrots that look like that, right out of the ground. They're beauties. And like I said, these carrots, this bed has another month or so of growing, so these will get even bigger. They're going to make great carrot juice. Oh, thank you, Lord. Those are beautiful carrots. The most frequently asked question I get about these carrot beds is how do I water or irrigate them with the black plastic mulch over the top? The answer is that the only time I water the beds is when I plant the seeds, and I explain seed watering for try growing carrots in my Planet Whiz Bang idea book for gardeners. After the critically important initial seed watering, I don't do any watering at all. Watering the carrot bed is totally unnecessary for a couple of reasons. First, upstate New York is not an arid growing region. We typically get sufficient rainfall in this area to grow a garden without watering, as long as the plants being grown are not spaced closely together. That's an important point to make. Some people have criticized this carrot bed growing technique because they say I could be growing a whole lot more carrots in the same space. One commentator said he could grow over 1,000 carrots in the same carrot bed that I'm growing 219 carrots in. I don't disagree with that at all. But if you cram a lot of carrots into a small area, you're going to have to provide a lot of artificial watering. Normal rainfall and underground soil moisture will never be enough. The fact is, I don't do any artificial watering of my garden at all, unless we're having a drought year, and then I water only intermittently. If you have a copy of my Planet Whiz Bang idea book for gardeners, you'll find an excerpt on page 86 from Thomas's Farmer's Almanac of 1878 titled Artificial Watering. The old-time gardening wisdom in that one little excerpt is part of what makes my book such a worthwhile investment for anyone who wants to be a better gardener. Suffice it to say, gardeners in 1878 did not have electric water pumps, garden hoses, and elaborate watering systems for their gardens, and they were able to grow an abundance of food. Personally, I want to learn to grow food in my garden without being dependent on the electrical grid to continually feed water to the plants. For a more modern discussion about growing a garden without artificial watering or with minimal watering, even in arid regions, I recommend Steve Solomon's book, Gardening When It Counts, Growing Food in Hard Times. This book is without a doubt one of the best, if not the best, gardening books I own, and I own a lot of gardening books. That's it for this installment of 4-Day Carrots. If you haven't yet done so, please be sure to check out my Planet Whiz Bang idea book for gardeners at whizbanggardening.com.